Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar for DayTraderRadio.com with a market radar update going into Thursday, May 24th. Last market update was for yesterday. For today's market, we had a slight bias to the upside, but it kind of, laying that caution flag up still because of the, basically the news still coming out of Europe. The uncertainty out there continues to weigh on the markets. But to tell you the truth, you could feel that we had the relief rally that we started Sunday night, and we moved it into the, really 2 days. We kind of reversed yesterday, and today it pulled back, then reversed strong to the upside. So we ended up being kind of a very positive close today. So going into tomorrow, because, again, we have that daily stochastic that recently got oversold, combined with the 60-minute gives us an HPS, or a high probability setup of a bounce. And you can look at other times, especially on a daily chart with the stochastics, just a standard full stochastic indicator. You could look back at the last times we got oversold in the market, and you could tell that within 4 or 5 days, there's usually a trend change or a short-term trend change just based off of this level. And again, it doesn't happen that often. You go back 2 years, it's happened 5 times maybe. And each one of those times, you could pretty much mark a nice bottom. And each one that got a crossover really had a nice follow-through. Multiple day follow-through. 6, 5, 6, 7 days. This one's, 20 days. We're in the third day, really, of the pullback. And lots of times this move will continue to move higher. We will probably move all the way back up into an overbought level. And then, then kind of stall out. And where that ends up, be it here, maybe be it here, maybe be it, here. But there is more of the upside potential here based off all these patterns. 60-minute chart was textbook today. Yesterday's alerts went out saying, well, let's pay attention to the 60-minute chart on a different time frame. Only if you're going to take a long, you want to take it when it gets oversold. Look at what happened today. We're just on top of it today on the oversold 60-minute, because I noticed it. I was waiting for it all day. Finally started, getting set up. We started to see a little more strength in the market. I started picking up some shares. And next thing you know, we had a blast off of rally at the end of the day. And this type of motion on the 60-minute, you could see 60-minute ultra uber bullish here. Daily, super bullish. The only thing standing in the way of this market is news right now. This looks really great. I have a high, biases to the upside. I would say I give this close to a 3-star or a 3-hour up bias. Other than that, there is, always news out there. But I do think we're going to get some follow-through based off of volume. We're going to break down some stocks. One of the stocks we were following today was U.S. Steel. And we got into U.S. Steel. And if we actually look at U.S. Steel, sold off this morning, reversed, and closed on its highs. Very positive 60-minute chart. This is symbol X. But the daily, look at the daily here. The daily, very nice hammer here. A nice little reversal candlestick. Again, you look at certain, certain areas in any stock, and when you usually see a move down to a move up, some kind of major pivot, lots of times you'll see that same exact candlestick. It's kind of a reversal candles. And sometimes you don't. But, lots of times when you do see a little pullback and you see that reversal come in, strength, and there's a lot of chances of follow through. And this was a very similar situation. It was a time, again, this is again on U.S. Steel, but this reversal included with the volume that we had looks excellent for a follow through. And this carries across, a lot of different sectors. So let's just take a look at the XLE down at this level, and you can see everything off the lows, everything holding recent lows, but we all got that crossover now. Again, this is very nice across the board. Rising tide is going to rise most of the ships, unless it's the USS Facebook. But that's my Facebook joke of the night. Anyway. So you know where I'm going for tomorrow. Looking follow through, looking at, just continue to focus on the 60-minute chart. It's been really the key to really staying out of the chop in the market and really protecting yourself more to the downside. 60 minutes not set up, no reason to get into the trade. You see it perform so many different times. Here, you can look back here at the XLE. And also another thing here, so much I wanted to talk about. Normally when you get a breakdown in the stock and you started to see a lot of choppiness, when you get out of that choppiness, usually it's a very fast rotation up and back. So once you come out of choppiness and you move up, it's usually a fast move back, and there's usually a fast move back up. And this should, look to retest. Again, lots of times news will come out and break down this market, and definitely. But I have a feeling that we're going to get a little more upside. There's some stocks that we got into. I forgot to say congratulations on the last video to the Ariba holders. And talking about, I want to get this out on record here. Now, I don't usually call for buyouts or anything like that. We've been in two since I've been doing the show, Sybase and Ariba. And I was going to go throw out another stock here. I think that if there was a potential for a stock being bought out, this one has a good potential being bought out, just based off of, reading, a lot of reading and stuff. But that was Smith Miracle-Gro. And, I started my position in that today. And again, that gives a good example of that big candlestick, and volume was pretty good. Everything about these charts have been telling us reversal. So there's a high probability of a follow-through day tomorrow. The only thing worried about is some type of negative news to come out in the market. Other than that, it's going to be a good day tomorrow, Thursday. Can't wait to see you there. I'll be back on the air tomorrow, Thursday, 8 o'clock. See you then. DayTraderRockStar out.